Welcome to Gadget Man episode 172, the world's first antibacterial phone. Today I'm talking to Tim Shepherd, Senior Director of Bullet Group. Hi Tim.
Hi, good to talk to you.
You too. Welcome to the podcast. Tim, if you'd like to tell us about Bullet Group and what you do.
So Bullet Group is the global mobile licensee for CAT or Caterpillar. We make mobile devices that are tough, that are rugged, that are fit for purpose in a whole host of outdoor and industrial environments. And we bring those to market under the CAT or Caterpillar brand. So we are specialists in building rugged devices. We work very closely with Caterpillar, who is a huge global brand, but we bring products to market that fit those brand values that Caterpillar is all about. So if you're familiar with CAT or Caterpillar, you'll know them for making big excavators, big machines that are used in a host of industrial contexts. They're known for is building tough, rugged, robust products, and those products are machinery. What we do is we take that same essence and all the stuff that's baked into that around the quality of their products, the quality of their after sales care, and we bake it into a mobile proposition. And so that's really the essence of what we do at Bullet. Now we also do that with some other brands, including Land Rover and others, but in this conversation we're talking about CAT phones. Those devices are tough and rugged. They are fit for purpose in a range of industrial and recreational contexts. So they're waterproof, dustproof, drop tested, scratch resistant, and so on. Now I sit in the product team at Bullet. I'm part of the team that helps conceptualize and bring to market these devices. And the phone we're talking about particularly today is the CAT S42, which is our entry level device in our smartphone range, where we have an S42, an S52, which is thinner and sleeker and a rugged device that's very pocket friendly, and our S62 Pro, which is a really tough, rugged device with an integrated thermal camera. So a fantastic and innovative product there as well.
I've just been testing the S62 Pro, and it is markedly much more rugged than any other handset I've ever used. And in fact, it's not simply a matter of getting your handset and putting a rugged case on it either. You can feel it's a really durable device. So you can certainly see that there's a big difference between that device and the mainstream devices that you see. And in fact, what I found really incredible, and lots of people did as well, was the thermal camera that came with it as well. And I believe it's a really high-end sensor on there, Lepton 3.5, I think. Really high-end thermal sensor. And that was great as well. I spent lots of time showing people how hot their brake discs are on their cars and all kinds of other things. It's amazing. But we're not talking about the S62 Pro today, we're talking about a different product. So would you like to tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. So today we're going to talk about the CAT S42. So that's our entry-level smartphone in the range. Now it's actually already available. It's on the market today. But the exciting thing that we've been able to do to this product just recently is that we've been able to turn this into the world's first antibacterial smartphone. What I mean is that every external surface of the CAT S42 has been treated in a way that makes the body of the product resistant to the growth and spread of microbes, whether that's bacteria, whether that's mold or fungus, and that makes it a more hygienic product that you can use. Now, this is a device that you can already wash and clean. You can put it into a bucket of water, you can wash it with soap, you can wash it with detergents, and you can disinfect this product fully. So it's already a device that you can do significant stuff to make it more hygienic. But because it's antibacterial, it'll inhibit the growth of those harmful bacteria on a device, which makes it just a lot more sanitary in people's hands.
And we have some pictures on the website of some microscopic photographs, I believe, that were taken to show bacteria on people's phones. It illustrates quite how teeming our devices are. They're one of those things that I think we carry around absolutely everywhere, places that we wouldn't carry anything else.
There's loads of studies over the course of the last 3 or 4 years. There's been studies from a range of universities that have found, for example, over 17,000 bacteria on mobile handsets. People have found there's more bacteria on a smartphone than there is on a toilet seat or on a kitchen counter, and all these kind of things. So there's lots of different studies, all of which basically say that the phones that we carry around with us everywhere are essentially petri dishes. They're covered in this bacteria that can lead to all sorts of unfortunate and unwelcome health consequences, including quite serious stuff. E. coli is often found on mobile devices. Staphylococcus is often found on them, as is MRSA and a whole host of other bacteria. This is not good stuff, right? We interact with our phones very regularly. I'm sure everybody listening to this will be very aware that they interact with their phone multiple times a day. You often press them up to your face. You put them from one hand to another. You put them on a whole range of different surfaces. So this is a significant hygiene issue. I think Deloitte found in a survey that we interact with our phones 47 times in an average day. That's a huge number of instances where you can transfer bacteria to or from your hands or your face or other surfaces around you. And so having a product that can be resistant to the growth and spread of bacteria and can ultimately free the phone of that as a problem is a significant step forward here. And it's also significant because in the mass market, most handsets not only can't be washed very well or cleaned very thoroughly because of the lack of a full level of waterproofing and warranty-backed waterproofing, but also because you typically will put a case on a mobile phone like that. And the little ridges between the phone and the case and little recesses where protective or decorative cases sit on handsets, those can often be spaces where bacteria can breed and can be essentially able to spread. So you don't have any of those problems with a rugged phone because you don't need a case. And we've done all this work to treat the product to ensure that it is going to be as clear of bacteria as possible. Still get bacteria on it, but that bacteria won't spread and it won't stay there. So that's a hugely important factor here.
And does it use silver ion? Is that correct? Is that the technology that it uses to stop the spread?
Yeah, that's right. So it's based around a technology from a company called Admaster, which is a UK-based additives firm, very experienced in doing this stuff. And their technology is called Biomaster. It's based on the notion that silver ions can help stop the spread of bacteria. Essentially, what is important here, though, is that the silver ions are integrated into the material during the manufacturing process. So this is not just
Yeah.
a coating sprayed on the top that could easily scratch off or wear down over time. This is integrated into the body of the material, the actual plastics, the materials themselves. So it'll be a permanent level of protection on the devices.
At the moment, we're told that we must wash our hands and we must make sure that surfaces are cleaned and all of those things, that I wonder how often people are wiping their phones down, even with this awareness that wiping the phones down and keeping it clean, not passing it to other people to look at the screen and all of those kind of things that we tend to do, having that added level of protection is surely very useful. And also, although it's the Caterpillar brand, which is obviously heavily swaying towards the construction industry, it's not just those kind of customers that would find this useful, is it?
Yeah, so we have customers across our cat phones range from all the different products we sell. They go into a lot of different industry sectors. So construction is one. Then there's a whole load of associated trades. So it's not just the builders, but it's also the electricians, the plumbers, the plasterers, the roofers, and so on. But then there's lots of other industries too. So we've got a lot of farmers who use these devices because they're out and about and a phone drops. It needs to be able to survive and withstand being left outside and being dropped on concrete or left in the mud or dropped into a puddle, those kind of things. Then we have people in the emergency services, so police, fire, ambulance, that use these devices in a whole variety of different ways. We have people who are in utilities, so they're the people who are climbing up electricity pylons or who are trying to dig out water pipes and stuff. Those kind of guys using this. Then there's people in logistics and freight and manufacturing and vehicle mechanics, all these kind of things. There's loads and loads of industry sectors where a rugged device is becoming commonplace. Then there's a lot of other people who are engaged in a kind of recreational activity of some kind or another. So perhaps they do a huge amount of hiking, or they do a load of outdoor sports and activities, or they maybe go sailing or they go kayaking, and they need a phone that is reliably waterproof or reliably drop proof. This is the kind of customer that we see a lot of as well, basically motivated by the recreational activities that they do. And then there's a third group of people, which is another growing sector, which are people that are just fed up of breaking their mass market mobile phones. We talked earlier about the fact that mass market handsets are largely designed to look and be pretty much the same. And because they're all quite similar and they're all quite fragile, anyone who is perhaps quite clumsy or perhaps accident prone or tends to just drop phones regularly. We know 1 in 3 consumers in Europe have broken or damaged their phone in the last 3 years to a level where it would need repair or replacement. From among those people who are fed up with paying large amounts of money to get phones repaired, a rugged device makes a lot of sense. And so that's what this whole proposition is about. Having a cat phone means you've got a phone that's been built to the highest standards, deliberately designed and manufactured to withstand drops repeatedly onto steel, is how we test it, onto a steel plate over and over again, onto every side and corner. We put it through military spec testing. You mentioned the military, it's another group of people, and security guards and others that use this. That testing puts it through high and low extremes of temperatures, salt mist conditions, vibration and tumble tests, lots of other stuff there. And it's fully waterproof and dustproof and dirtproof. So we've got the IP68 and IP69 ratings. That basically means it's fully dust and dirtproof, as well as being able to be submerged in water and subjected to high pressure water jets. So you can be really confident that if you buy a cat phone, it's a phone that's going to be tough, rugged and robust. This piece around hygiene means that not only is it robust, but you can also have confidence to submerge it in water and wash it off, ideally as often as you wash your hands, and you should have the confidence to do that. But people will hopefully take to cleaning and washing their phones a bit more often, because this is a big factor. But adding this antimicrobial treatment to the product itself, making that integral to the design of the product, really is a new step forward in terms of how we can deliver a hygienic proposition on this phone. Now, if you're a consumer, that's fantastic, because it's something that's baked in there. If you're working in an industry where your phone gets dirty or dusty all the time, washing it off is a great thing. But imagine you're in a health or social care environment where you're going into other people's homes, or you're visiting people who are susceptible to illness. In those contexts, this is really important, because you're then giving those people a phone that they can have more confidence is not going to be a significant risk to the health of those people that they're visiting, and that they can sanitize and keep clean while they're using it.
You mentioned it was an entry level device. So what kind of price would people be looking to pay for it?
Yeah, so the Cat S42 is currently available. It's available for £229 in the UK, and that's at the entry level of our price range across the smartphone portfolio. Our S52, just for reference, is £380, and our S62 Pro is a £599 device. And so those are obviously the unlocked prices. That's not attached to a network and all the kind of monthly costs that you'd look at there. That's the unlocked price for these products.
Are they available through the networks at the moment, or are they something that people would buy on a phone retailer?
So currently in the UK, you'd be looking chiefly at phone retailers, or ideally online through catphones.com would be the most obvious place to send people for this. So catphones.com, easy to find and remember, and it's the best place you can find and purchase devices directly, or find other retailers where it's available from there.
You talked about the guarantee that you have on them. What does that cover?
It's a really good question, and it's so important here. So most mass market handsets will come with a warranty, and that warranty is against the failure of the device. But what it won't cover is any level of accidental damage. It won't cover things like water ingress into the product. So if your product is dropped into a bath of water, even if it's got an IP68 rating and it's supposed to be waterproof or water resistant, if water does manage to get into that phone, it won't be covered by your warranty. So it's worth checking your warranty, even if you've got a device that claims to be waterproof, because most manufacturers don't cover that. They don't cover accidental damage if your phone falls and gets damaged or broken in that way. It only covers hardware failure that is just the fault of a broken or faulty component. The
Yes.
cat phone's warranty is different to that. It says these are our rugged credentials, that the phone is drop tested onto steel from 1.8 meters. It's IP68, so tested against dust and against water for 35 minutes at 1.5 meters. So there's lots of things in here. There's a whole host of our rugged credentials. And if in the course of that 2-year warranty your device doesn't live up to those requirements, then it is covered by the warranty. So as long as you're in normal use, you're not throwing the phone off a 10-story building and expecting it to survive, or dropping it into the bottom of the Pacific Ocean and hoping it's going to be fine. If you're using it in normal use and you don't do anything really silly with it, your warranty will cover you against accidental damage or issues that come up where the phone does not live up to those rugged requirements.
And that's pretty comforting. I know lots of people that have had phones in pockets when they've been out on bike rides, when they've been out walking, or even just getting out of the car, dropping out of their pocket and breaking, having some degree of protection. Because, like I said before, this isn't like having a standard phone and sticking a cover on it at all. This is, from what I can see, from the one I've used, it's a device from the ground up is designed to be pretty resilient to day-to-day usage. Yeah, it sounds really exciting. So when can we look to see the device arriving to the public?
So the phone, the Cat S42, is already available today. However, if you were to purchase it in 2020, you'll be able to wash it. You'll do all the other things we've talked about. The only thing that will be missing will that be that antibacterial coating. As of 2021, so early on in the year, the device will be available to purchase and will have a sticker on the box to make it clear to you that you've purchased one with antibacterial coating on the product with that Biomaster technology we were talking about. So it's already available, as is the wider Cat phones range. But from early 2021, that's when you'll see this world's first in terms of having a product that is fully treated on all the external surfaces with an antimicrobial, antibacterial coating.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time today. It's really interesting. I love hearing about improvements to devices. This is a world where we've had so many new, normally the cameras and things like that. To actually find something that's a practical solution to a problem is excellent. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.